doing? Sorry y'all had to wait on me. You know, you can't do anything with these troopers these days. Me lead?
Yep.
Okay. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Governor. How are you, sir?
It's on.
I'm great. Okay. Everybody hear me? Okay. Well, first and foremost, forgive us for being a little tardy getting here. We got behind some traffic, and in fact, up until probably 5 miles from here, you know, we didn't think, well, we got lights, we could, a siren, we could go around, but we didn't call for the trooper to do that, you know, and everything. We were really just enjoying the ride. You know, if you'll just think, as I would think, you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday day in West Virginia. And the fall colors are off the chart pretty. And we're stocking fish and doing all kinds of incredible things. We're upgrading our parks. Absolutely, we're recording surplus after surplus with no new taxes raised. There's so much that's going on right in our back door, right here in West Virginia right now. Look at these moments. Look at absolutely how beautiful they are. Just look around you. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out just how good we can be. That's all there is to it. You know, when I walked in the door right off the get-go, I just said, gosh, dog, why would I have run? You know, first of all, there's no chance on God's earth that I've run for anything to do with me. Why I'm here is just one thing and one thing alone. And these great people that are right here around me, whether it be Charlie or Daryl, you know, Craig, I mean, and Steve, you know, on and on and on, you know, our great park managers and everything and all that stuff. It is amazing how many people want goodness for our state and are willing to step up. They're truly willing to step up and do it and everything, but the only thing that I've been able to provide is just one thing alone, and that is just this. I'm a pretty good coach, and I'm a believer really and truly when you turn your team loose, you can do all kinds of good stuff, and right now the team's playing dadgum good ball. That's all there is to it, and we just need them to keep on doing exactly just that. And we got a couple of really neat announcements, and I don't want to mess up anything. I normally don't read anything. One is a great highway. It's a highway bypass in Berkeley Springs. It's 3 miles of road that we're going to turn into a 4-lane road. It's an absolute traffic bottleneck right now with 30% of the vehicles on the road are trucks, and it's a problem. It's just an absolute problem. We just went through Berkeley Springs. I don't know where Rebecca is, but she was riding with me. There's, oh, okay. But nevertheless, as we just entered Berkeley Springs, she said, take really close note of this community. Just how beautiful this community is. Just 10 minutes ago, or maybe a few more minutes ago than that. But it truly is just that. And it's over and over and over the same thing. But now we're going to do something that's going to surely alleviate a problem. There's no point in me going on and on and on, but today we are going to approve the bid award of $59,822,690.44 to Trumbull Corporation out of Pittsburgh, PA. I'm sure they'll have a ton of West Virginia workers. They're going to come right here and they're going to do this work and everything. We couldn't be more proud. The project includes 3 bridges, 1 mainline bridge and 1 overpass bridge, and 3 new at-grade intersections plus an interchange with the existing West Virginia Route 9 and Martinsburg Road. You know, this project will alleviate traffic congestion, enhance safety, and increase roadway capacity along the US 522 corridor. You can't imagine how many opportunities that I've had to do just this. How many dollars for our Roads to Prosperity program or any other way through the federal government, through state funds, any other way that these great individuals, along with a lot of people that are putting in the licks behind what I'm doing too, are making these things happen. You know, imagine this. Tom Ridge, and Tom has lost his mind, in my opinion, with his politics right now. But Tom Ridge, the governor, ex-governor of Pennsylvania, and, you know, Tom has been very, very high up in the military in lots of different ways. The military right now is at the Greenbrier, and my daughter and my son gave them a very significant donation a couple of days ago. And in doing so, I think on Friday night, and in doing so, they did that because of the marriage that we had with the military when we had a tribute to the military, you know, at the Greenbrier in the golf tournament. And so, in doing so, you know, all the branches were there, and all of them gave a little token of something to Jay and Jill. One of them gave a picture, in the Marines, a picture of a bulldog that they had, which is close to a picture that looks an awful lot like the English bulldog that we got, baby dog. And so anyway, but in all of that, Tom Ridge said, you know what I can't believe? Here's what I can't believe. I came into West Virginia and drove about 50 miles on secondary roads heading here. I can't believe how good the roads are in West Virginia. Now, honest to God, that's exactly what he said. And Jill called me and told me that and everything. And I thought, well, that's pretty neat stuff. That's good stuff. So anyway, this is just going to make life better and better right here in our back door, and that's good. Now, the other one, and I'm only going to look at this second page just to see the amount, but I think it's about $28 million. $25.38 million. Now I want to talk to you just a second about Cacapon. When we started down this path, and Steve McDaniel is right here, he would have said, of all the parks that we have, Cacapon is the most successful and has the most potential of all the parks, right? Now, and Governor, we really need to upgrade the rooms and the lodge and all that stuff. And Governor, it will be a winner like nobody's business. Well, boy, you know, I tell you, listen to me. I'm not much of a politician, but I'm a business guy. And I've got a lot of good sense about business. And when you can bet on a winner, bet on an absolute winner, and you know it's going to win, it's one good feeling. And so really and truly, we've been working. We still got, I guess, some work still to do, but we've been working, and not only that, we've been working on our parks all across our state and doing all kinds of good stuff. The neatest thing of all is just one thing to me. And that is this. I keep going back to my old saying, y'all don't like me to say it probably over and over and over, but anybody that's not proud of their own pond's not much of a frog. I mean, that's all there is to it. If you're a frog and you're not proud of your own pond, you're not much of a frog. And if we, by doing this over and over and over, we have become more and more and more proud of our pond, and at the end of the day, you can't go to one of our parks now. You know what Steve McDaniel said to me is the biggest problem he has? Now think about this. He's got to build a bigger parking lot. Now just think about that. What a problem to have. I mean, can you imagine owning a store? And the biggest problem you got about owning that store is you got to build a bigger parking lot? What an incredible problem to have in West Virginia. West Virginia. So there's been so much good work. This is an absolute jewel. And we all know that. And so pouring the money in here and doing the project that we've done and everything and completing it will only make things better here. So I'll end on that. 2 major projects, 1 highway and 1 parks project that's going to just make us better and better and better. So thank y'all so much. And now I think we've got some really interesting speakers that are going to come up. Jordan, who's going to go first? Charlotte, Steve? Come on, Steve. You're up first.
Thank you, Governor. I want to, when I get up here and I talk about my job and what I'm supposed to do for this gentleman standing beside me, I go back to the day that he hired me. And he looked at me and he said, Stephen, we are going to bring West Virginia back, and one of the vehicles that we're going to do that with is tourism. We're going to show the world just how special West Virginia is and what she has to offer. And from that day, every time I have gone to him and said, Governor, I need to do this, I need to do that, he sent me out, we cataloged all the problems that we had in the park system. And as I stand here today, and he knows this, this gentleman, with his direction, we will invest over $100 million in West Virginia State Parks, probably by the end of this year. Yeah. When I was standing here, Governor, I was talking to Senator Trump and Delegate Coles. I asked him, how long has it been, the people in this area have been trying to get this addition built and get this remodeled? And Senator Trump said, I think it's been over 20 years. Well, it took Governor Justice to come in here and give us the direction and work with the local delegates and senators, and we're getting it done. When we originally had announced this date, we thought this would be open, Governor, but we've run into some issues with the pandemic, a lot of our subs and things. So we're running a little bit behind, but it is beautiful. We're adding bond projects to this as well, and I'd like to announce today, Governor, I'm going to talk a little bit about the bond, but I want to announce, when we came here, this park was a little different than a lot of our other parks. We had no camping facilities here. So we found the money, and we just got the design done. We will also be breaking ground this spring on a 26-slot RV park with full hookups. It'll be the biggest RV that you have. You can bring to Cacapon now. So we're adding 78 rooms. If you look over here to the left, you'll see a brand new addition, and I mean, it's state of the art. There's nothing like it. And when I went to the governor and said, hey, this is a great idea, you think about, we always talk about how centrally located West Virginia is. It's 75 miles from here to the Washington Dulles Airport. I mean, you're an hour from several million people population. So we knew it had the potential, and we knew if we could get behind it, we could get the money. We knew what we had here. So we're upgrading the old lodge here, which is an additional 46 rooms. They'll all be gutted and completely redone. Brand new lodge, new pool, new wastewater treatment facility, new campground, and we've already completed the remodeling of all the cabins. And if you notice, if you drive through the cabins, our wonderful friends, the Department of Highways, have been working with us. We've had everything paved, as they have been doing all of our parks and all the roads. So we're really, really excited. The total investment, West Virginia State Parks into Cacapon, when we're completed, will be just over $32 million. So we thank you for your direction, and we thank you for supporting this project from day one. Thank you.
Okay, Brother Charles, come on. I guess it's you now. I'm getting the keys from the back.
I'm going to take my mask off, if that's okay. Governor, on behalf of all of us here, it's a great honor and privilege to have you back here in Morgan County. I want to talk a little bit. 2 important announcements today. These infrastructure announcements are critical for the future of Morgan County, the future of West Virginia, really. They're really important for the entire state. The one behind me, the Highways Project, has been on the drawing board probably, Daryl, probably 30 or 40 years at this point now. It's really important, not just for congestion, traffic, and mobility, but the highway we have now, Governor, is such that with the mix of local traffic and through traffic, everybody who's here, who's local, knows someone who died on that highway. And this project is important for human safety. It's going to be a great project for Morgan County and for the safety of people in West Virginia and people from all over the United States that will drive this highway, now a safe, controlled access, 4-lane highway. And Governor, I want to say here in front of everybody else, it's been the dream of a lot of us for a long time. Delegate Coles has worked on it, Craig Blair worked on it. Your highways guys here, probably some of them were involved in the design of it that started a generation ago. But it was your Roads to Prosperity program. Your idea, the Roads to Prosperity program, that you went all around the state of West Virginia, made the case that we need to invest in our infrastructure, and the sale of those bonds, a couple $2 billion of infrastructure investment in West Virginia, that is a result of your leadership for the state. And we are here beneficiaries of it, and will be, as are people all over the state with other projects like this that are going to be designed and funded as a result of your Roads to Prosperity initiative that I guess was, 3 years ago now? 3 years ago now when you laid it before the voters and the citizens approved it. This park project, Governor, has been the dream of people in this county for a generation at least. And there are people here who've worked on it for many years. I don't know if there's anybody here. I think Susan is part of the park foundation still, but this park has a great foundation that's been supportive of this project. I want you to know you've got strong leadership here at this park. Your superintendent, Scott, and Kelly's the assistant superintendent. Strong leadership here. Strong leader, as you know, and Director McDaniel for the whole DNR system. I know Delegate Coles, Senator Blair worked on this in the legislature for a long time. And the truth is, Governor, although a lot of people have thought, yeah, that'd be a great idea if the state make an investment in Cacapon, and politicians over the years have come here and talked about it. A lot of talking, but it didn't happen until you became the governor. And so, I attribute it in part to the vision that you have, which is a result of coming from a business background and being really the first governor we've ever had in this state that really, really, really understands the hospitality and tourism industry. And that comes from your life experience. And you've shown it. You've shown it at every step of the way during your almost 4 years now as governor of the state. You show it by the people whom you appoint and have and serving in your cabinet administration. Steve is great. Ed Gaunch in the Commerce Department. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention Chelsea Ruby, who's not here today, but she's been a great proponent of this project and for the investment. And I love to see that West Virginia is making in all of its state parks around the state, which are spectacular. There's no other state that has a state park system like ours. Governor, this is, what is it, Kelly, 7,300 acres we have here. It's all the way to the top of the mountain. It is just spectacular. And there's going to be a return on this investment. This is going to return dollars to the state, to the taxpayers, to the people of the state who are making the investment, but it's also going to help grow the economy for this whole area. And it's going to give people a new perspective of West Virginia, new opportunities to travel here. And I couldn't be happier than I am today that this is going to happen. And for me, You know, I don't want to diminish in any way all the work that many people for many years, for a generation, did on both of these projects, but they're happening now because of the leadership of our governor. And so, Jim Justice, on behalf of all my constituents, everybody here in the Eastern Panhandle, I thank you, sir.
I think Kentucky's your role model for state parks. Kentucky. Good luck, they've done a great job. Cowboy lingo down, Cowboy Wayne Lincoln, we get that updated, it's on the hell in the handbag. Well, we're working on it.
Thank you. I'll just add a couple comments, and let me also welcome you, Governor, back to Morgan County. It's not the first time we've seen you here and hosted you, but it's always great to have you here. I will just say a couple things. I'll certainly join the chorus and echo everything that Senator Trump just said. Today is a wonderful day. I will walk around all day smiling, mask on or not, a big smile on my face for sure. Today has been a long time coming. For those of you, I know Governor knows, but for those of you who may not, I also serve, in addition to being a member of the House of Delegates, I serve as the Economic Development Director here in Morgan County. And the only thing I think I'll add is that it will make a difference. These investments, $60 million in a highway project here in Morgan County, $32 million in Cacapon State Park. These enormous investments in infrastructure here in Berkeley Springs and Morgan County, Governor, it will change people's lives. The economics of that, it's great to have a safe highway. It's great to have the trucks out of downtown for the tourism industry. But let's not forget that this will change people's lives. It will lift and raise the boats of home budgets and the prosperity of regular citizens every day. And I thank you, Governor. I know Charles does a great job telling the stories about how others have talked about the investments, but it was you who came and delivered those for us, and we appreciate it. It's going to make a difference in my community that I care about, and will always remember your contributions. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is always dangerous, isn't it?
Hello, go do it, man.
Well, first of all, this is a great day. And when I was in the House of Delegates, I witnessed the minority leader at that point in time instead of the judiciary chairman working this issue. But it wasn't just him, it was all the people from Morgan County that was making the difference. And then Darrell came. The issue continued on. It was perseverance, though. It was the perseverance of everybody that made this happen, especially these two, the perseverance. But it was the horsepower of this governor that did it. And he was talking earlier about running the state. Well, you didn't say running the state like a business, but you think like a businessman. And that applies to this project. It applies to the bypass project down here. And I want to get a little bit deeper into the weeds because both of you guys did a phenomenal job as well as yourself. But the bondlets, the legislature with the governor's office, we set up the bondlets to be at 4 different times, $800 million, $400 million, wasn't it? And then two $200 million ones. And the $800 million one brought in an additional $132 million, wasn't it? That's on top of it. The $400 million one brought in something very similar to that as well. What I'm getting at here is that when you're talking about these bond projects, they were done in a way that was responsible so that there was people screaming, well, pay as you go, pay as you go. No, we actually did pay as you go while we were doing projects. That was because of your leadership and these guys' leadership down here. And I witnessed it firsthand. I'm the finance chairman down there. It makes all the sense to do it that way. And now you see the dividends being paid from it. The bypass might not have occurred if it wouldn't have been for the extra spends. Am I right on that, Governor? Or the money generated from those bonds. Makes all the difference from that. Now, Governor, you need to come and try the golf course here. I know that you're a good golfer, but I am not. And this is one of the best golf courses that I love playing this course above all others, because it's a little bit forgiving for golfers like myself. So, just love the place from that standpoint. Now, I'm going to add one more thing. I happen to be with the governor on Wednesday for an announcement that's just as big as these two announcements that you have here today. And that is his commitment, West Virginia's commitment, to getting over $1 billion investment into the broadband infrastructure in the state of West Virginia. That's phenomenal. And it dovetails in whether you're on the bypass or whether you're staying here. When you go and travel West Virginia, the people are always looking for one thing, to still have access. Your commitment, Governor, to making that happen, and the legislature's commitment to working with you on that, gives me goosebumps. Because we are changing the state of West Virginia with his leadership, Charles' leadership, Daryl's leadership. It's making it happen. And as Ricky Bobby once said, if you're not first, you're last. And I think that this man's leading us to the first place. So thank you very much. Thank you for everyone being here.
I gotta say one last thing. You know, a lot of people said a lot of nice things about me, but I am telling you this is straight up can be. Especially these three guys right here. You can't imagine the discussions that we have. Just be fair. Be fair. My good Lord of living, they deserve so much credit. They have worked so hard. Absolutely, they deliver, and they deliver. And they come to me, and really and truly, all I really am doing, in a lot of ways, is just ruddering the back end of the boat. Because absolutely, I'm following their lead in so many things. So for Craig and Daryl and Charlie, great work, great work, great work for your people right here. God bless you. You've done great. You've done fabulous. I can never thank you enough. And this broadband thing, not only is this a great day for the park, and a great day for the highway, and all the citizens of this area and everything, and absolutely, I love, the comment, I think, Charlie, you made this about the safety of the people. That really hit a nerve with me, because every day I'm going out there and I'm just for all practical purposes every day having to tell us and announce 6 more deaths, 5 more deaths, 12 more deaths. And this COVID thing is terrible. It's just plain terrible. And all across this country now, we're just within a few days of 220,000 deaths in this country. 220,000 deaths. Now, it's tough stuff. So when you talk about a highway that you've known, everybody seems to have known somebody that died on that highway, and now we're going to fix it. Good stuff. Good stuff. So really, when it really boils right down to it, what we got going on here at the park, what we got going on with the highway is great, great. But I'm going to tell you just this, and I don't want to overshadow that in any way, but what we got going on now with broadband is great, great, great. And it's going to be unbelievable. And absolutely, it took y'all's vision and all your hard work, and I thank you in every way. And the other flip side of it is this, and I want to say this because you mentioned Cowboy Lingo State Park.
Yes, sir.
I've caught a gazillion trout at Cowboy Lingo State Park. And when I was at Marshall, I was at Cowboy Lingo State Park probably more than I was in school. And I know we've got issues there, and we'll keep on working until we get that too. But good place, good place. But anyway, God bless all of you. Thank you so much for coming and starting your life.